sa Metro Manila para madali kami nag-usap. We decided na every week or every 2 weeks, maglalabas kami ng statement regarding sa iba't ibang issues related to our calls. Na para tuloy-tuloy yung ang aming gawain bilang isang movement. Tapos nakipag-coordinate kami sa mga religious so they can also start organizing themselves. So si Father Tuts sa namumuno dyan, no? And we have also talked to the laiko, the sangguniang organization nito ng mga laicos ng ating simbahan. So they will also organize themselves for good governance. So dahan-dahan yun aming proseso. Nagkaroon lang ng sudden, parang naging spontaneous na reaction namin nung lumabas yung BICAM. Walang tinatago. Talagang transparent, di ba? In governance, importante yung transparency. Yan ang aming panindig. Pangalawa, accountability. Accountability. Na who are accountable to this and to that fund, no? Mahirap yung ilipat mo lahat sa unprogrammed funds. Mahirap naman yun, yung pundo. Halimbawa, ako wala akong objection sa ayuda. Sa totoo lang. The poor need help. Pero bakit ilagay mo sa kamay ng mga politiko? Wala ba tayong tiwala sa government agencies who will manage the funds?
These allocations must be transparent, justified, and subjected to rigorous oversight to prevent misuse and ensure alignment with national priorities. When budget decisions undermine the pillars of our society, education, healthcare, agriculture, defense, and support for the most vulnerable, we are called to respond with clarity, compassion, and steadfast conviction. Our indignation is rooted in a deep love for our nation and the unwavering belief that the future of every Filipino depends on principled and responsible.
Yung clergy for good governance. At sinimulan namin yun ng isang misa sa Katedral ng Cubao, led by our 4 bishops. And then, nilahad namin yung 7 panawagan ng mga kaparian. Ang dalawa doon ay ina-highlight namin ngayon. Una, yung to promote good governance for social transformation. And then yung pang-apat, which is very timely, to oppose systemic corruption, proliferation of lies and disinformations. No? So yun ang panawagan. And then kami sa council, we have a coordinating council at lalo na yung nagbuo kami ng secretariat na nandito lang sa Metro Manila para madali kami nag-usap. We decided na every week or every 2 weeks, maglalabas kami ng statement regarding sa iba't ibang issues related to our calls. Na para tuloy-tuloy yung ang aming gawain bilang isang movement. Tapos nakipag-coordinate kami sa mga religious so they can also start organizing themselves. So si Father Tuts sa namumuno dyan, no? And we have also talked to the laiko, the sangguniang organization nito ng mga laicos ng ating simbahan. So they will also organize themselves for good governance. So dahan-dahan yun aming proseso. Nagkaroon lang ng sudden, parang naging spontaneous na reaction namin nung lumabas yung BICAM budget, no? Yung parang resulta ng budget after the BICAM conference. At saka marami nang maraming mga reactions. Marami din nagtatawagan. Ano kayang dapat gawin, no? So, siguro naisip ko yung mga 5 tawag yata natanggap ko sa iba't ibang grupo. Father, anong gawin? Ganyan. So, I consulted our group, no? What shall we do? So, nag-decide kami na mag-meeting. And the meeting was held here. Parang December 18. Last week lang, ganun kabilis. So we invited yung mga partners who have also reactions, no, to the kind of budget na nilabas, for signing. Dito kami nagkasundo. So we decided, no, to have a statement just to register our voice on the budget. Tapos sabi natin, sige, we will start with interfaith ecumenical prayer. Kasi nandito na yung ating mga kapatid na sa evangelicals, no? Hindi lang nakarating yung ECCP at iba't iba pang mga partners. No? We will have a ecumenical prayer and then let us have a press con to officially express, no, our unified stand on the proposed budget to be signed by the President. So, ito yung nangyari. And there were 3 important points that we want to emphasize. No? Ito na yung maging rationale why we want to be clear about it. Na for good governance, no? For governance to be good, no? We need to have transparency. So para sa amin, no, sana yung proseso sa paggawa ng budget ay transparent, walang hocus-pocus. Sana nilantad sa plenary, hindi na lang gagawin doon sa BICAM, no, yung kung ano yung mga dinagdag doon, no? Adjustments ginawa nila. Anyway, mga legal people can explain that clearly. Pero sana gusto namin makita, walang tinatago. No? Talagang transparent, di ba? In governance, importante yung transparency. No? Yan ang aming paninding. Pangalawa, accountability. Accountability. Na who are accountable to this and to that fund, no? Mahirap yung ilipat mo lahat sa unprogram funds. Mahirap naman yun, yung pundo. Halimbawa, ako wala akong objection sa ayuda. Sa totoo lang. The poor need help. Pero bakit ilagay mo sa kamay ng mga politiko? Wala ba tayong tiwala sa government agencies who will manage the funds? So what's the reason for that? No? So that's accountability. No? Marami pang punto diyan. So we want to push that, no, for good governance to really work, no. We need transparency, accountability. Mayroon pa kaming pinag-usapang pang-3. Dapat yung budget natin ay responsive to the needs of people, especially the marginalized, the poor, yung makaramihan na mga mahihirap natin sa buong bansa. So if we want to evaluate our budget, ano bang makikita natin mga priorities doon? No? So, responsiveness of the budget to the needs of people. So, sa amin, mahalaga itong 3 elemento. No? 3 elemento sa pagsusulong ng good governance. So, again, sana maganda ito. Panawagan talaga namin to. Number 4 call, stop systemic corruption and proliferation of lies. And I think this is what we are doing now. No, we are true to our call to promote good governance, and sana mahinto na ang malalang korupsyon, no, sa ating bansa.
partner organizations regarding our deep concern over the self-serving budget that threatens our shared future. Tinatawagan ko po si Father Bong Sarapia ng Vincentians.
3 pages po ito. Message from the clergy, corporate governance and partners. Deep concern over a self-serving budget that threatens our shared future. We, the clergy, for good governance, CGG and partners, express our deep concern and righteous indignation over the recently approved 2025 budget of Congress, which prioritizes self-serving interests over the urgent needs of the Filipino people. In this critical moment, when millions are struggling for basic health care, education, and social support, this budget reflects misplaced priorities, undermining transparency and the welfare of our nation. Allocating 26 billion for the ACA program, Ayuda sa Kapos ng Kita, 21 billion for the House of Representatives, 5 billion to the Senate, while slashing vital funding for education and social services is a blatant misuse of public resources. As our Constitution mandates, these misappropriated funds must be restored to the proper agencies responsible for their implementation. Social services should be managed by experts and institutions tasked to serve the people equitably, upholding their rights. Political interference and patronage have no place in a just, transparent governance system and must be decisively ended. The budget cuts strike at the backbone of our economy, our defense, and the heart of our society's most vulnerable. DepEd loses 12 billion, threatening the quality of education. CHED loses 30 billion, limiting opportunities for higher education. Free college support loses 3 billion, putting students' futures at risk. DSW loses 96 billion, shifting social services for the most vulnerable. DA loses 15 billion, from 50 billion to 35 billion, threatening food security and agricultural progress. AFP modernization cut by 15 billion, from 50 billion to 35 billion, jeopardizing national defense and security modernization efforts. On program funds, often hidden from public scrutiny, require serious and in-depth review. These allocations must be transparent, justified, and subjected to rigorous oversight to prevent misuse and ensure alignment with national priorities. When budget decisions undermine the pillars of our society, education, healthcare, agriculture, defense, and support for the most vulnerable, we are called to respond with clarity, compassion, and steadfast conviction. Our indignation is rooted in a deep love for our nation and the unwavering belief that the future of every Filipino depends on principled and responsible governance. Our call for justice and responsible leadership. We respectfully urge our leaders to restore social services to the agencies mandated to serve our people, ensuring funds are used equitably and free from political interference. Adopt prudent fiscal management that prioritizes the well-being of the poor, drives economic progress, strengthens national defense, and fosters national self-reliance over political and oligarchic interests. Commit to transparency and accountability in budget allocation and expenditures, ensuring public resources are dedicated to serving the common good. restore, strengthen, and expand funding for education, healthcare, agriculture, defense, and social services to safeguard the most vulnerable and secure a brighter future for our nation. An earnest invitation to hope. We call on all who believe in the power of compassion and justice. Stand with us. Join us in demanding accountability and championing policies that genuinely serve the people, the very taxpayers who sustain our government. This is a moment of hope, a hope that calls us to unite and speak the truth with love and work together for every Filipino's dignity. Our collective voices can transform a nation by demanding meaningful change, transparency, and a government that truly represents its people. When we stand together, when we refuse to accept the status quo, we create a powerful momentum for justice. This is not just a call, it is a promise of what we can achieve when we unite with purpose, compassion, and unwavering commitment to the well-being of every Filipino. That's page 7. Our strength is in our solidarity. Our power is in our collective voice. Our hope is in our shared vision of a nation where accountability, dignity, and justice are not just words, but lived realities for all. This is our path forward. This is our hope for a brighter, more just Philippines. From Philippians 2:4, that each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. This season of miracles, we unite with one wish. We seek a gift of lasting change. A budget that echoes every citizen's voice, honors every community's needs, and builds every Filipino's dream.